Maybe it's the WWF Attitude Era kid in me, but I love a good rivalry. The betrayals, sudden appearances, plot reveals, siding with the enemy's enemy just to get one up on your direct competition. In video games, once you're behind the controls, it makes the following combatants go down in history. I'm Scott from WhatCulture.com, and these are the 9 best heated character rivalries in gaming history. Number 9, Solid Snake vs Liquid Snake. Across the 2000s, millions of us loved watching the unfolding tale of these twin snakes going at it. Both born from the Les Enfants Terribles project, a scientific experiment put in motion to create the ultimate soldier using the genes of one big boss, Liquid Snake thinks he got a raw deal as according to him, he got all the recessive genes. Though this would later be inverted and Big Boss was hilariously still alive, Metal Gear Solids 1, 2, and 4 center on hero Solid Snake trying to stop his maniacal brother. Best of all, the pair form an almost supernatural bond, with Liquid stating he simply can't die as long as Solid Snake still lives. It allowed Liquid to survive burning alive in a helicopter crash and to return just as a limb, mind-controlling host Revolver Ocelot post-surgery to speak to his brother once again. Number 8, ALUCARD vs Dracula. The Shakespearean tales of Castlevania lore are just badass to dissect or watch unfold. On one side, the Dark Lord of the Vampires himself, Dracula, at war with humanity over their wrongful killing of his human wife Lisa, believing her to be a witch. On the other, Alucard, Dampier's son of Lisa and Dracula, who follows his mother's teachings of caring for humanity rather than wanting to obliterate it. This putting him squarely up against his own father across many installments in the franchise. For many though, Symphony of the Night is the game to play that best exemplifies this conflict, with Alucard finally playable and a fully voiced Dracula giving us such translation failed gems as What is a Man? A Miserable Pile of Secrets, and Gah! Sarcasm. This PlayStation debut still crystallized everything fans loved about the originals. Playing as Alucard and finally defeating a resurrected Dracula, only for the latter to find remorse in everything he's done, was one for the ages. Number 7, Cloud vs Sephiroth. A rivalry born from intensely personal motivations, Cloud and Sephiroth might be 2 Dragon Ball Z style combatants today, slicing through entire city blocks to take each other down, but the origins of their hatred are far more down to earth. With Sephiroth largely losing his mind after visiting a Shinra facility that inadvertently revealed he was a test tube baby science experiment, Cloud happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. After Sephiroth stabs Tifa's father and swipes at Tifa herself, Cloud is impaled on the end of Sephiroth's sword Masamune, only to drag the pair of them down into the planet's lifestream, that being a core energy that holds the world together. Cloud goes through his own soul and identity searching adventure before meeting back up with Sephiroth for the final duel, but their rivalry has since spanned 20 years of spin-offs, canon expansions, and the recent Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is arguably more of a continuation anyway. Number 6, Assassins vs Templars. Not a strict individual versus individual entry here, but over the last decade and a half of Assassin's Creed games, the war between the Assassins and Templars has gone through some insane permutations. Starting as more of a plot reveal towards the end of the original game, your helper Lucy was actually a descendant of the Assassin Order. Abstergo itself, the company behind the Animus technology and accompanying scientists, were also Templars, still trying to obtain a mythical mind-controlling treasure called a Piece of Eden. From there, things mostly played out the same until Assassin's Creed 3 revealed that during the late 1700s, the Templars adopted so many of the Assassin's methods they were near indistinguishable in movement and even killing itself. This put the Assassin/Templar divide down to a war of ideals and philosophies, focusing on how the Templars believe humanity needs control and rule sets to thrive and avoid corruption, versus the free will and hopeful utopia of a free-thinking society championed by the Assassins. Number 5, Ryu vs Ken. Sometimes the most fun rivalries are ones where fighters can shake hands at the end. Where other combatants on this list have done everything from tossing each other into volcanoes to obliterating one another with magic spells, Ken and Ryu's history comes from being the only 2 playable characters in the original Street Fighter. From there, they became the poster boys for Street Fighter 2 with similar movesets, and in lore they were always training buddies. Starting as students of Shotokan Karate under Ryu's father Guken, the Alpha series revealed Ryu's headband actually comes from Ken's longer hair, as it was given when Ken defeated Ryu in Alpha 2. While the pair have gone back and forward over the years, it's largely accepted that they share a healthy but still heated rivalry, both suppressing their respective evil doppelgangers to emerge victorious each time. Number 4, Link vs Ganon. Back to all-out world-ending terror, as you can't have an archetypal tale of a young elvish child picking up a sword and shield to save the land without an ancient force for evil on the other side. For Link and Ganon, they've gone through a ton of iterations, with Ganon's motivations being fleshed out over decades worth of games. The initially pig-like Ganon was actually a man called Ganondorf, who, born in the Gerudo Desert and wanting a better life for himself and his people, now strives for absolute wealth and power. Prequel Skyward Sword cemented his ability to endlessly reincarnate thanks to some ancient energy, and Breath of the Wild's take was to merge everything into one, having Link go up against a monstrous snake-like Calamity Ganon before defeating the wild boar Dark Beast Ganon with a light arrow to the head. For Link's side of things, he's but a humble Hylian doing what's right for everyone in the land, partnering with the also reincarnating Blood of the Princess in Zelda, and striving to do what's right no matter how many times Ganon comes back. Number 3. KAZUYA vs HEIHACHI. I mentioned people being thrown into volcanoes, and well, it was one hell of a way to make an entrance. Yes, the original Tekken opened with HEIHACHI apparently having no other choice than to throw son KAZUYA into the lava below, but that triggered an intense rivalry that only saw a fraction of resolution in Tekken 7. Dunking KAZUYA in molten rock only further awoke the devil gene inside him, transforming the younger Mishima into a full-on lasers from the eyes demon who wrought havoc on the Mishima Zaibatsu company. KAZUYA would pass this power onto his son Jin, who HEIHACHI would then alternate between killing and studying, but Tekken 7 finally had KAZUYA beat HEIHACHI inside another volcano, immersing him in lava for what is, at least right now in the canon, a victory. No doubt Tekken 8 will see the character come back, but whether we'll see HEIHACHI's devil form is another thing entirely. Number 2. Dante vs Virgil. Two immortal demonic brothers, both hyper-stylized and wielding oversized swords infused with energy from hell. I mean, what else are they going to do but continually duel each other for all of eternity? Though we got a feel for what a Dante vs Virgil fight could be when going up against his trapped form Nero Angelo in DMC 1, it was prequel Devil May Cry 3 that finally cemented the rivalry and almost sportsman-like chemistry between the Sons of Sparta. Gunfire is exchanged, Matrix-like slow motion highlights the athleticism of the pair, and all-round Dante vs Virgil is a spectacle the series would only showcase in more fun ways going forward. At the close of Devil May Cry 5, it seems the pair are on the same page, almost taking an OU style approach to all of their history. After all, they are brothers, and as visibly aging characters, it shifts the dynamic to more of an intense MMA-style fight between two legends followed by a handshake, rather than one actually needing to obliterate the other. And number 1, Scorpion vs Sub-Zero. The fact it started as a palette swap way back in the original Mortal Kombat. The fact so many of us as players gravitated to picking Scorpion or Sub-Zero thanks to a mix of preferring a specific color or just fire over ice. The fact that over the years NetherRealm have fleshed both of these warriors' backstories out, explaining that the original Sub-Zero's Lin Kuei clan went after Scorpion's family, only for Scorps to kill Sub Bi-Han Zero in return, and Bi-Han's brother Kuai Leng to emerge as the new Sub-Zero. Following all this, Mortal Kombat 10 put the pair on the same page, revealing it was actually Quan Chi's illusions that blinded Scorpion to the reality of what happened with his family, thereby making Sub-Zero innocent. Mortal Kombat 11 had Scorpion and Sub-Zero team up for what is genuinely the most fun martial arts buddy cop energy you've ever seen, but if we're talking about a multi-decade long rivalry that spanned consoles, arcades and pop culture, even if they're getting along fine right now, it has to be Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And those are my picks for the 9 best heated character rivalries in gaming history. Let me know your favorites down in the comments below, and please check out the WhatCulture Gaming Podcast. For now, I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com, and I'll catch you soon.